Music by Mikha'el.
Hello guys, my name is Mikha'el and I am an artist from the Copper Belt, specifically Dola. So today I'm going to speak about the album. The album is called Close Your Eyes and See, and this is my first studio album. Close Your Eyes and See is a record that talks about or inspires dreamers, people who imagine. Someone once said, imagination is way more important than education. If you could see what you can be in the future or what you can be in the next minute or second, this is the album that talks about your ability to dream and follow your dream. That's why it's called Close Your Eyes and See. And the album title comes from one of the songs on the album, actually. I don't have a song that says Close Your Eyes and See, but this is a 10-track album, and then one of the songs in the album actually talks about the album title. And the whole album was written by myself, written and produced by myself. I had some help from other people, like top of my head, artists like local artists like NK2, where I help from quite a lot of artists who came by the studio and helped me, not really write, but accept the sound. Yeah. The first song is titled Only You. Only You is a song that I wrote. It was inspired by I just moved to Ndola, and then I found a lot of change at my parents' home. My young brother, my cousin actually, was getting married, and I was like, oh shit, this is bad. And then I was wondering why he would want to get married at such a young age, and I was like, yeah, he must really love this girl, and she must, care for him as much, because I didn't really see the point of, I don't see the point of getting married at 20, 24, 25. So instead of being, I got inspired by their relationship and their ability to see past my fears and just go on. So I wrote a song that talked about what if I was in that situation, I would tell my partner, and what I would expect my partner to say to me. And then the second song on the album is called Someday. Someday is a song that is inspired by two of my old friends, high school friends. They have been in a relationship for years now. Let's see, almost 10 years now, and they've been dating each other just for 10 years, and I was like, wow, it's amazing. And then they've gone through all these issues, and they still made it through, and they're about to get married now. And I was like, wow. And then in their relationship, there've been times where the male partner is not able to support the female partner as much as he would love, and the only thing that they have is hope that one day, that someday, they would live a better life. They would see a brighter day and all these good things that they want. But before that happens, there's the part where the family is asking you to turn your eyes on someone that is way more successful, someone that is able to take care of you, and then this guy is not able to take care of you, but you love it. And then he has these words: someday will be better someday. The woman believes and they stay together and now they get married. So it's been a record that inspires me every time I hear it. The third song is called Tears and Blood. This is where the album takes a turn. It starts off with some very, very romantic songs and everybody's happy, feeling all good, and then it just turns dark. And then you see Tears and Blood is a record that inspires the heartbroken, where you get to a space where this person breaks your heart, or you go through something that is really, really bad, and then you feel bad about crying. No. Men feel less manly when they cry, and then they think you be looked at as a weak person. But the thing is that tears are just tears. Tears are not blood. It means when you cry, you won't die. You will cry. As much as you cry and hurt, you will be alright. You will be fine. And this is you now standing up and talking to your ex or your monster or your mountain, saying, you might hurt me now, and I might cry and cry and cry and cry, but tears and blood, so I'll be fine. Yeah. The next song, the fourth song on the album, is called Ooweh You. Ooweh You was the second song that I wrote on the album, and for some reason people who are close to me think they know who I talk about when I sing those words, and unfortunately they don't. You don't. So I was going through a very, very weird breakup with someone, and it took a huge toll on me as a human being and as an artist, and I was looking for a way to get back at my partner, and I was like, gosh, what do I do? And then apparently I got to a space where I was just fine with it. I was like, oof, it's okay. Maybe we are not supposed to be. And then I started healing, and then it just got over it. And then after that, then I started receiving these calls, where this person now realizes, okay, now maybe I made a mistake, and then you're not down with it anymore. You want to move on to the next thing, and I already moved on to the next thing, and then this person was like, hey, Shay, you want to talk, you want to hang out? And I was like, man, I am so over you. I am so over you. So I was like, ish, that sounds like a great song. And at that time, I was listening to a lot of EDM sounds from Ethanium, Kaiko, Matoma, these guys. They're great sounds, and I found this song called, I don't know, some song by Kaiko, and then I really liked the strings, the guitar strum, and I just looped it and came up with a song called Ooweh You, which was not supposed to be in the album, and then everybody was like, hey, it's a good song, put it in the album. And I was like, cool. And yeah, that's how we made Ooweh You. The fifth song on the album is called Yamashit. Yamashit is an album that talks about the things that people don't want to talk about, like how we have a young person who was in a relationship, then somebody older tries to take away the partner from them because they have more to give, they have more cars, they have more to give, basically, wealth, and all these shiny things. Girls love shiny things. And then the funny thing is that when somebody takes your partner because they have way better things than you immediately blame the partner, the opponent, the person that takes your partner. But this song also talks about the female side of this. Like, how did you get to a space where you accepted this to happen? This person is way older than you. You wanted this to happen. It's not just about this older person coming at you. You accepted, and you got together, and this thing happened. And then the sixth song, Horizon. Horizon is a song for the dreamers. Basically, a song for the dreamers. If you have the ability to dream, to imagine a world, a future, you could do anything. You could do anything, and it's only the dreamers that do things that are extraordinary. If you are not able to dream, if you are stuck in reality is so defeating. It's so defeating. But if you're able to dream, you can create a new world inside your brain, and then you can make that world happen. Everything starts with a thought. And the whole song is about thinking, dreaming, and acting on the dream. Creating and then making. Yeah. On the album, I have a song called Old is Gold. Old is Gold tries to appreciate the old school jams. I grew up listening to old school artists like Paul Ngozi, PK Chishala, to name just a few. And there was a time when these sounds died. These artists were not being played anymore, and we started listening to the new school, which is now also the old school people like JK, Ranel. We were introduced to this new sound, the R&B sound, and then there was a time when the band was back, Glorious Band. They brought this old sound back, and they were like the hit of the country, and I was like, this is cool. I was like, a few years later, I was like, maybe I should make a record that represents where we come from and the importance of these sounds that talk about the issues that other pop artists and other genres won't speak about. And I created a song called Old is Gold. Good Times. Good Times is a record that talks about the people we've lost. Basically, mortality. It's a song that talks about people who've passed on, people we miss, and people we wish were here. And sometimes when we remember people who have left this world, we are filled with sadness. But for me, I think we should be happy. Not that they are gone, of course, but we should be happy that we had times with them, we enjoyed the times. I think it's important to really think about the good times that you had with that person, Think about them, then enjoy them, and then celebrate them. And this song really talks about the people that have lost. Like, we lost last year. I lost one of my closest friends. I lost like two sisters, and it was a whole thing. So I was like, these guys are gone for real. I might never see them again. Maybe I might, or never. But we did have some good times. We had some good times. We had some fun, and life was great. And I was like, hey, wherever you are, know that I really had a good time with you when you were here. That's how I wrote the song. Good times. Stray Dog. 9th song of the album. It's called Stray Dog. In our local language, we say Kalala, Kalala Mpanga. Stray dog. A stray dog is, we all know what a stray dog is. Yes. So this guy is going through all these hardships, and he's like, what do I do? I want to make sure my family is safe, secure my family, my kids, and everything. And he's like, ish. I think I'm going to try this whole and then he goes to this place where they tell him, if you want to be like this or like that guy, you want to drive a G-Wagon, you have to do this. You have to do this. And I was like, oh, okay. What do I have to do? And he's like, okay, you need to sacrifice something. And then they ask him to give something that he can't give out, and then he finds himself on a crossroad. What do I do? I can't do what they require of me, and I can't just go back. When he decides, no, it's fine, I can live with myself, I'll fight another way. He's forced to take this drink, this libation, if you will. And then, since he knows too much, he immediately turns into a dog. So as he turns into a dog, he goes back home. It's like, where do I go? When every dog goes out in the night, hunting or mating, it's as soon as it's morning, they run back home and it's safe. But before they get home, there'll be all these people, hey, kalala. But he runs back home, and then, funny thing, they don't have a dog. So he gets there, and then the kids, his own kids, are like, we don't have a dog. Kalala. This is a stray dog. And then, like always, animal violence in this country, they stone the dog to death. They carry the dog and they dispose of the dog. And then their mother comes out and says, what happened now? We had a dog, and then this dog was just sitting there trying to come inside the house, so we killed it. And then she knows something is wrong, something is weird about this whole story. And then it's the father. They stoned their father to death. That's what the whole song is all about. And the last song, the 10th song of the album, is called Catching Feelings. Catching Feelings. Ah, wow. So, I was dating this person. Before we started dating, I really liked this person. We were hanging out until we started dating. But when we were dating, I wasn't in love with the person. I didn't care for her as much. So it was just fun for me. It was just normal fun because, man is scared. So as we went on about in the relationship, I just, started catching these weird feelings that I promised myself will never go through again. And before I could fully express how I felt, I was like, I was too scared, and I had to terminate the relationship, and I still felt the feelings, and I was like, guys, it made me catch a feeling, like the way you catch a cold. I call it feeling. The sound. The sound is really inspired by a lot of genres, but mainly the primary genre is Kalindula. Like, I really love Zambian music, traditional Zambian music, not just regular Zambian music, not the diluted Zambian music, Love it though, love it, it's great. But Zambian music, I listen to a lot of artists like the Barotse band, Pichenka Zembe, Ilipo Chimbini, yeah, that's my guy, that's my G. The Sansa Mukeni, shout out to those guys. Oof, the fire. Voice of Law, pull out all these traditional singers, and I listen to a lot of Maureen Lilanda and some new artists like James Sakala and Mumba, just to name a few, and myself. I listen to myself a lot. So when I listen to all these traditional sounds, I try to create something that people don't just think is old. I try to fuse in some other genres like alternative rock, folktronic sounds from Bon Iver and Coldplay, the Fray, all these big rock bands, and other sounds from hip hop, Jay-Z, Nas, Damian Marley. All these people inspire a lot of creativity on my side. So it's basically a sound that is Kalindula fused in with all different genres. My hope is to get to a space where Zambian music has its own signature. Like the first 3 seconds or 4 seconds of the track, somebody would be able to say, this is the Zambian sound. It should be something that people should recognize, like, that's Zambia. Like the same way they recognize these Nigerian songs or South African songs or Tanzanian songs or any other African. The Congolese have this rumba vibe that we all know, and then the South Africans have this Kwaito. It's a strong genre, and we have the Nigerians with what is now called the Afro beat, which is a good thing. But for Zambia, we still don't have a sound that makes us original, or which people could pinpoint and say, okay, this is the new sound of Zambia. We're always picking different sounds, and we are not even sort of fusing the sounds. We're just going. If just raga is the thing now. Everybody's doing raga. If hip hop is the thing, everybody's doing hip hop. Although there's some people in this country, apart from myself, who are really pushing the culture. The other day I was listening to a guy called Easy. Easy, the producer, is trying to fuse Kalindula and hip hop together, and I think that's a great thing. If there are more out there, you need to reach out. We need to work together to preserve our own traditional, original sound. Yep. So my dream is, if every artist in this country could be so proud of our own sound and create we can tap from all these old artists that have gone before us. They've left some very, very amazing sounds. If these sounds sound old, it's because they're old, but it doesn't mean they're bad. We should be proud of it. If we can get our original sound and shoot very nice videos, we can get people to like it. It might take us years. Maybe I might just inspire a few people today, and then those people inspire a few people, and then 2, 4, 5, 10 years from now, everybody will be like, Zambian music is the shit. But now, I don't even know what Zambian music is anymore because everybody's just so diluted. In the next few years, I hope to be one of the, I don't want to say biggest artist, but I want to be one of the most influential artists in Africa, if not the world. And if I could be able to influence 2, 3, 4 million people from now, I think that'll be a great thing for Zambian music and for artists that are coming under me and stuff. And maybe one day we can bring home a Grammy, you know, or something better. Yeah. Those, man, challenges, man. Ace. The industry is, how do I say this? Centralized. We have people who run this whole game. You know, you can't be an upcoming artist today and say, okay, I have a great song. It's a good sound, it's a clean sound. I want to take it to radio. People don't want to work with new artists, you know. People want to be around people who are already established. Then what happens to the upcoming artist? All these DJs, these radio personalities, these VJs, they don't want to push an upcoming artist unless you're exchanging these favors. But I think the music industry is all about being able to recognize talent and helping each other to go forward. But in our country right now, the biggest problem that I see, we play a lot of outside music than we play our own music. It's not because we don't have quality music, it's because we don't have the chance. We don't have the what's the word? We don't have a system that creates an open space for upcoming artists to say, okay, here's your platform, bring us your music, we'll pick up what we think is good music, and then we will help you go forward. You don't need to give me 10,000 kwacha and say, okay, yeah, go and jumpstart your career. All you have to do is just play my song. You know, if I'm not able to pay for a record, maybe let's say from a top-notch producer in the country, how do you expect me to pay you to play my song? I know the industry is all about money, but I think we can help promote music better. And specifically, if I'm going to talk about something, I'm going to talk about the integrity of the art, the Zambian art. I don't think there's enough respect for the art, because we're still living in an age where an artist would create a sound, create this piece of work, and then you still have to go and pay this distribution site a certain amount of money to get your song on the site, but still not get anything. These are free downloads, and then you spend a lot of money trying to get this piece of work to sound good, and then you get it out there for free, and you're spending all this money, but you're not getting anything back. You know, if these people would say, okay, let's say if you give us this amount of money, we're going to sponsor your link. You sponsor my link. If I have a link, if I have, let's say for example, a YouTube link or Spotify, Apple Music link, then I put it on any blog. You know, they should sponsor the link. Like KB said, you should be able to post a link, not post a song. So people should actually go and either stream the song or buy the song, instead of actually charging all these upcoming artists to pay money to drop a song and then not get anything out of it. But on your side, you're using the artist's work to make money. You're getting traffic and all these advertisers and stuff, sponsors coming to your page and saying, okay, we love your traffic, we love the people that are coming to your traffic, and then here's what we're offering. Let's give you a deal for, let's say, 20,000, and then you're not taking any of that money to the artist. You're just saying, okay, yeah, I got this deal because of you, but if you want to drop another track, you gotta give me more money. So the industry's money, the musical industry's money, goes to the bloggers and not to the actual artists. And I think this has been a major challenge. So radio stations are too strict, and the bloggers are too. I think the bloggers are really irrelevant at this point. I would advise an artist to have their own YouTube page. Just distribute on your own. Don't count on these things. I've never been an artist that really counts on anyone to give me like a push. For example, big artists, I have a different sound from most people, so I just decided to work on my own. I think that was safer, and I don't have to pushing and all that. But let me just say this for these other artists that are coming up and are really counting on these artists to help them. You should understand that this is the music industry. Entertainment industry, there's what we really see if Monica on screen is not what happens. The people portray certain lifestyles that they really don't have. So you go to an artist and then you're like, hey, give me a push. Hey, I'm come by, pushing and going. This person is trying to push himself. Every artist wants to be better. And then what we call big artists in this country want to be artists that people can talk about everywhere, anywhere. We all know being a big artist in this country doesn't mean anything. If you have a huge record in this country today, you would probably make 10,000 or something, 10,000 kwacha or something. But it doesn't mean anything. You might be a huge artist and still be broke and all that, and you might be a big artist compared to other countries and other artists. Being a big artist in Zambia is next to nothing, and that's why we should not put these major artists on sort of a pedestal and say, I know these are people, they need to help us, because everybody's just trying to get some food. This country is not yet, it's not there yet when it comes to art. We're not there yet. So everybody's just, as much as you are talented, there comes a space where you just work for food in this country, Shame. I think as an upcoming artist, you would be better off just doing your work, doing your job, creating good music, instead of counting too much or waiting for a big feature from so and so to be produced by a huge producer. You'll be better off if you created your own music however you can. Just be true to yourself, because this industry has this thing where they say that even though you're talented, whatever talented, you need to know that guy, you need to talk to that guy, you need to do that feature, you need to get that producer so that your track can be this. You need to kiss that guy's ass, you need to kiss all these asses just to get on radio and stuff. But maybe at some point everybody has to ask for a favor, but I think there's a huge difference between asking for a favor or begging.
Music by Mikha'el.